Hello and welcome to Etude number 5, part 4. This is the final few bits of this etude and the coda ending. There is a lot to take in here, so let's dive straight into the main points. The bass and melody can stay on. It looks impossible in some sections, especially the stretches, but it is possible with the right fingering. Secondly, we have the most problematic bar, I think is the best way of putting it, bar 48 here. It will require a little bit of left hand adjustment, but it is not out of reach. And finally, as usual, laser ahead, if needs be as well. Learn things a beat at a time and then build it up 4 beats into a bar and put the bars together. Welcome to microstudy number 12. There is nothing difficult or untoward in this microstudy. It's a return to the original ostinato from back in bar 1. We have an open E melody with a bass, and then we have a slight fragment or a hint at an augmented melody from bar 3 into the next bit. So here we go. I'm just going to walk through it nice and slowly. So it's all open strings to begin with. 3 2 1 0 3 2. Repeat. All opens again. 3 2 3 1 3 2. Now that's my fingering. Obviously, if you wanted, you could do 3 2 2 1 3 2, but that cuts the A short. That's your call. Nothing difficult here. Use this moment as a pause in your performance, a repose. Collect your thoughts and think about, right, I know where I'm going next. And then we're into the next microstudy. Microstudy number 13, it's bridge idea number 2. Now this uses a tiny bit of the ostinato rhythm underneath the descending melody, and the melody and the bridge ostinato cross over. So let's just dive straight in. 4th finger on a high G and an open G. 1st finger on an F to B, open string. 3rd finger on an F and an E, and then 2 and 4 on the A and D. I'm using 2 and 1 for the E and C, and then it's open strings again, and then here we have a fantastic clash, C sharp and B flat, 3 and 2, and then I am mentally preparing for the next set of notes, and I'm making sure that that half bar covers string 5, 4 and 3. E and A with a half bar. I have a B natural hidden there so that I can slide down to the B flat and G. Here I'm using a 4th finger on the F and open A, and then 2 0 3 1 4 2, and then we're heading to F. It's quite a challenging section, but if you do it lovely and slowly, you will be able to build up the finger work to this. Welcome to microstudy 14. This is the beginning of the poco meno section and our journey all the way to the end and home. We kick it off straight away at bar 46 with a full bar across the 1st fret and an F minor chord or an F minor 7 chord. So there's nothing too challenging here, just make sure that your right hand is playing the right notes. So I'm using P, I and A with an M on the C, and then I'm coming back down with my thumb for the E flat. Then we have a G natural and a B flat, 3rd and 4th fingers. 1st finger comes off the barre into a C natural. And again, same right hand configuration, nothing too difficult. We're then going to shift to a half bar at the 4th fret. This is a straight jump, you're just going to have to laser it. A with an F sharp and an E flat, and your 2nd finger on a C, which is going to be really important. Stretch out with your 4th finger, B natural, and then 3rd finger for the A. Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because you've already seen it in the previous study. In that configuration. Heading back into bar 48. Now this is the sort of bar to keep an eye on. You need that second finger to slide up to a D, and as it's doing that, your third finger is going to go onto a B flat at 8, and your fourth finger is going to go onto a G natural at A2, so that you have this shape with your first finger on a B flat. Now this is a G minor chord to begin with, and then in order to facilitate the melody and bass staying on, you're going to have to shift that second finger up underneath your third finger. That is bar 48 in a nutshell. Once you've come across that and you've gone over it, the next thing is to the next change, which is also a little bit of a killer for your fingers. Your second finger is going to have to bounce straight up to a B natural. If you want to keep your full bar across the 6th fret, keep it on. I like to do a half bar or a hinge bar. Your fourth finger is going to go to a C sharp, so that you have this wonderful clash. We then have an A flat in there as well, and a D natural. Again, something that Villa-Lobos likes to do, and that pops up in one of the preludes. So taken together, the main thing here is to keep an eye on the left-hand fingering and make sure you know where you're going to. There's nothing difficult, but anything that you find challenging, break it down into a beat and put the beats together into the bar. Because of the complexity of bar 48, I have done a bar 48 focus, which you can have a look at in the study, and it shows you the 3 different fingerings that are available for bar 48. Each one has a pro and a con. Take a look at that for yourselves. It's easier than explaining it. I have just shown the Villa-Lobos fingering there. Welcome to micro-study number 15, bridge idea 3. This is a lovely simple idea. The only thing to keep in mind is right on the last 2 notes, your fingering has to be on point. So we left proceedings here at this lovely B chord. We're then into an A minor, half bar at the 5th fret, open A, C, high A. There's your ostinato, and ostinato is going to shift up in chromatic increments using the 3rd and 4th fingers. Really important. Once we hit the F and A, we're going to do, instead of 3 and 4, we're going to switch into 3-2 for one simple reason, so you can pre-prepare your 4th finger and your 1st finger for the next chord. C natural, not C sharp, so it's actually a bit of a stretch and it's out from what would be considered a normal bar chord shape. So again, there's nothing difficult with this bridge idea. You just got to keep a very close eye on your fingerings, and then obviously it's 3 and 4 as your shifting guide fingers until you hit 3 and 2 here at fret 11. Make sure that your low A hangs on across the 2 bars, very important. Okay, thank you very much for staying until the end. That has been Etude number 5. This is all part of the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge. It's a community-led effort, so please dive in, get involved, comments, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. There are quite a few people involved now, and we're all working together to demystify and get this fantastic music out there. Why not join in?